Yo guys, welcome back to another video. I hope we're all doing well. So in today's video I'm going to be talking to you as to why I've decided to turn to religion. So for a lot of young people, they're probably atheists like I was for many years of my life. Somewhat turned a bit more spiritual over the last couple of years. Started reading a few books, looking a bit more into it and believing there is an external force out there, a lot to do with energy, vibrations and frequencies and etc, etc. Read quite a lot into that. And I definitely still believe in spirituality, but to believe that there was a God up there in the sky, I just could not really relate to that. I just couldn't understand how that could possibly be the case, and there was so many gods out there. I was like, oh, I just found it very confusing. And I think kind of like it's not really like pushed anymore like it used to be throughout your families. When you were younger, you were kind of like taken to church and told a lot about it through your education. That's just not the case anymore. But then for me, there was a significant event in my life. The last few months, as I spoke about in a few videos, my mum and dad were both severely ill. My mum has been diagnosed terminally ill. My dad was on life support for a few weeks and looked like it wasn't going to make it at all. But this is when I had to turn to external forces. I had to do something that was completely out of my control. And all I could do was believe. And that's what I did. I believed in God. For the first time really in my life, I started praying every single night, and luckily since then, thanks to God's help, that my mum and dad have both improved significantly, and I do believe that this has had an impact in their health. I've believed in it, and I always will believe in God nowadays. So I did kind of grow up from a somewhat religious background. My grandma was very religious. She would go to church every single weekend. But however, it kind of has been diluted, I would say, passed through the generations to like through my mum and then definitely to me. Like I said, it's not really pushed in your face. Like she would go to the church. My mum probably would a bit when she was younger, but now like doesn't go anymore. And that's kind of quite common in like the modern day, especially in like Christianity. You'll see a lot of people say they're a Christian or something, but they don't do anything to kind of show that they are whatsoever. They're not praying, they're not going to church. They're probably like never picked up a Bible in their life, but they're still saying I'm a Christian and all of this. But yeah, they're clearly not really. And it's a shame really, because I do believe it's a big part of why like families are broke down, and the importance of like raising a family and providing for your family is not kind of seen as impressive or something to kind of strive for anymore, because religion is not seen as important anymore. It's not really put in your face, and it's something that you should really like believe in from a young age. A lot of people don't. They're kind of just doing their own thing, and yeah, they're not really thinking about too much of a family. There's often, like I've mentioned a lot, the lack of like father figures there are these days. That for a man, like that should have been your main priority, to be able to provide for your family, raising a family. That's kind of your life goal, and to kind of just throw that out of the window for a lot of people that they've done. It's really sad to see, really, because that is, I think, the kind of meaning of life. And if you're not going to do that, then I don't really know what the whole point is in your existence. You're there to reproduce, to help your family provide for them. So I think that's definitely does play a part in like the families, because the lack of religion. You go to like countries, you see other countries, especially say for example whether in the Middle East, somewhere like that, they're very religious, very strict and stuff. Everyone there, nearly everyone's like very religious. They're praying every day. They're going to the mosques and stuff like that, or whatever religion they kind of believe in, every single day. And I think you kind of see that there's a really good family dynamics. It's prioritised so much. They seem a lot happier too. And you just don't really see that. You don't see that in the UK really. Like I said, family's just not important. No one's really like religious anymore at all around here. And I think that's definitely correlates and shows kind of the happiness level of the country. I think it's definitely something that's why it's on a downwards trajectory, like I've said in the previous video. But now I would say I'm definitely religious. I would not consider turning my back on it ever again, thanks to God's assistance when I needed him the most. But I would also say, when you look at a lot of people who are like atheists, they're probably living like quite mediocre lives. They don't really think about God too much. They don't think they need his help, because they're not really taking any risks, and like they don't believe. And you see a lot of people who have achieved things you never would have imagined is possible and stuff. I think nearly all of them believe in a God or some type of external force they're praying to constantly, because he is real. And I think a lot of people would benefit more if they built a relationship with them. Whenever I've kind of gone through like a really difficult spell in my life, but even before I really did believe that there was a God out there, I'd still pray at night, kind of for better things, because I was really struggling, and I believed it was kind of out of my control. So I would pray to an external force, and I always did see that things would end up getting better after this. So how can you not really believe in God? I think there's definitely an external force out there, whatever you do believe in. Everything doesn't just happen by coincidence. The people that come into your life, people that leave your life, everything that happens, all these little things that happen in your life, it doesn't just all happen by coincidence, guys. There's definitely a God out there. So whatever God you kind of do believe, I think you want to build a nice positive relationship with them, and then you will probably see the rewards. Be honourable, show integrity, be honest. These are things what a normal person should live like. Yeah, very few people actually do it. Just don't piss God off at the end of the day. I've definitely noticed when I'm doing the things that I know God would be proud of, then my life's getting better. He's being rewarded. But I know a lot of people think probably if they're going to remain atheists, that this is just a load of rubbish and they couldn't believe in it. But like I said, if you're not going to believe in something, then you're not going to get anything out of it. But like I've said, I've definitely have felt God's presence over the last few months or so when I've needed it. I will forever be grateful for the blessings and healings he's given to me and my family. I can never turn my back on him now. And like I say, if you want external factors to go in your favour and you want to see improvements in your life, you've got to build a positive relationship with him and believe that he's out there. You can, I think, like I've seen, you'll be surprised at the gifts God can give you. So this is kind of my reason, and that's why I've turned to religion. I think a lot more young people should start doing this and build a relationship with them. It took me a long while to kind of believe in someone because, like I said, it's not really pushed towards anymore. It's not really seen as important, but now I am, and yeah, I will be staying for the rest of my life now. So that's another video, guys. Got a few more before the end of this month. Going to continue pushing every single day. Like I've said, I've started my website where I'm going to be doing one-to-one coaching, so the link for that will be in the description. If you would check that out, start working with you guys in the next week or so. And if you could like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Peace.